Tattoos and tattoo history. Tattoos have developed into a huge phenomenon over hundreds of years and are seen throughout history in many different lights. Two of the specific areas of interest are the Japanese and Polynesian regions. Polynesia is a cluster of islands in the South Pacific. It starts in the north, encompasses all of the Hawaiian Islands, then moves down south to circle Easter Island, and moves over to New Zealand. There's a rich and diverse assortment of tribes spread over all these islands. The traditional method of tattooing is using a hammer and chisel. Each needle is shaped from bone or tortoiseshell and is lightly tapped into the skin using the various patterns provided. Each tattoo has its own meaning and is generally a rite of passage for the wearer. Japan, being off the coast of China, is steeped with a rich history dating back thousands of years. Here, tattooing is done similar to the Polynesian method, but with the lack of a hammer. It is picked into the skin. This is said to give a richer and deeper coloring. Tattooing here is thought to date back all the way to 10,000 BC. A tattoo artist will apprentice under a master for many years, often living in his own house, and receiving a mark of the master, kind of like a branding. As time went on, tattoos were seen in many different lights. For a long time, they were seen as a criminal punishment or marking, each tattoo having its own story. The Russian mafia would have tattoos done after finishing certain tasks, like maybe killing someone. Latin gangs are another one. Gang members would get a teardrop for having killed someone, or have a tattoo representing their gang. A spiderweb on their elbow would signify jail time. The Japanese mafia, like the Yakuza and Triads, would have full bodysuits done to represent their clans. These tattoos were kept very secretive from everyone else, and only to be displayed in the clan. Also, bikers were another one stereotyped for being tattooed drug dealers, amongst other things. This was mainly due to groups like the Hells Angels. Show me a man with a tattoo, and I'll show you a man with an interesting past. This was a great line from Jack London in 1883. There are quotes in many old literature pieces, and from many people throughout time. As we move into a more open-minded time, we can see tattoos as more of an art form. Now, there are dozens of ways to enjoy these in the public eye. All around the world, tattoo conventions are being held to show off new work. Tattoo shops from all over flock to new conventions to show their work and for networking. Places like Montreal host a yearly convention where you can book a time slot with a shop and get tattooed while people watch. Not only do tattoo artists show up, but other artists like painters, craftsmen, and groups like the Suicide Girls come to open a booth. This allows for more showing of work and brings in new fans. Most conventions offer seminars on new equipment and upcoming news in the industry. Hundreds of people from all over show up to take a look at new pieces of art and also come to enjoy the show. Some companies like to open a booth to show off their new material. This is a good place to develop contacts to allow yourself to hit more custom items for your shop. You can get custom metalwork, custom belt buckles, custom clothing, pretty much custom everything you want. There's no better place to look for this stuff than tattoo conventions. Due to the rise in popularity, you can even find things like TV shows doing spots at these conventions. The Great Canadian Biker Build-Off has displayed winning bikes at some of these shows. Because both of these industries have a linked past, it makes it a great way to see more of these shows and more locations. Tattoos are also being brought into a more open scene because of the celebrities we all know and love. there's a lot more acceptance of tattoos in the mainstream now because of new TV shows and new stars getting new tattoos. People like Lucky Diamond Rich use tattoos to make a living. He is the Guinness World Record holder for being the most tattooed man. He gets paid to go to conventions and take pictures with people, amongst other things. Chris Nunez is the co-owner of the Love Hate Tattoo Shop and a star from the hit TV show Miami Ink. His job is a tattoo artist, and he goes to conventions just like the lesser-known shops. He also is a part of a clothing line called Ruthless and Toothless with the other members of his shop. Kat Von D is the owner of High Voltage Tattoo, star on the hit TV show LA Ink, and also a best-selling author of 2 books. She's also designing her own brand of tattoo machine and is so popular she's booked sometimes months in advance for her amazing skills. And who doesn't know Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, a former WWE wrestler turned movie star? He has sold millions at the box office for his various films and also in his wrestling career. This just goes to show you that tattoos were once seen as criminal, but now pretty much everyone accepts them.